What we're seeing right now is that our economy has diversified. We have a lot more technology operations here.
50% of the economy is based on technology. Try and take technology out of the laboratory into the marketplace. Make something useful out of this research. And the money we make, we reinvest in facilities, programs, people, and in giving to the community.
The fact that Battelle manages 2/3 of the nation's energy research, headquartered on King Avenue, right across the street from Ohio State. What do we do to take advantage of that in that rich technology environment?
Central Ohio produces a lot of ideas, a lot of research ideas, but those tend to be commercialized elsewhere. We're starting to develop the infrastructure, but we've never really had the infrastructure in place to be able to take advantage of that, commercialize that. That's something we're definitely going to have to address, I think. I think there are a lot of positive developments in that area. Tech Columbus, I think, is a really important step in that direction.
Tech Columbus, you know, a #1 ranked incubator program from a tech-based economy standpoint this year. Are we connecting those dots and truly leveraging what they could mean?
Tech Columbus originally started as a committee of the Chamber, the Technology Alliance of Central Ohio. It's continued to grow to where now it's a nationally recognized operation focused on the economic development end of technology, whether from the startup to the big company.
This is the epicenter of the Central Ohio tech economy. So this is where it's happening on the ground. We have 26 companies in this building that are involved in information technology, software, medical products, advanced materials, and they are growing, they're succeeding. There are another 150 companies or so in the region that we work with that aren't in this facility but are elsewhere that are growing their companies as well. So what we're doing here in terms of stimulating new company formation and then supporting them as they go out into the community is critical to what we're trying to do in terms of turning this into a real tech economy.
We've got to make sure that economic development isn't about big business. We've got to make sure that in economic development we're engaging small businesses in the conversation.
When we reach a point where we're in the top 25%, 10% of cities that have high job growth and new startups, will be a tech capital.
Tech Columbus is one of the institutions in our city that allows us to bring in smart, creative people and to give them a place to develop their ideas. We need more of those sorts of institutions and more of those institutions sort of working together across the city. I think that's one of the most important things that Tech Columbus has provided.
Well, you know, when you talk about a tech capital, you have to do it in terms of, well, show me one, and one would be Austin, Texas, which is very similar to Columbus in that it's a university town. It's got a lot of students. It has a lot of tech industry in the region, and but it also has a high number of new startup companies, high-wage jobs that come with that.
Part of what we learned is we have to do things the Columbus way. We have to take the best lessons of Austin, Texas from a marketing standpoint, and we need to look at Raleigh, Durham in the Research Triangle from an R&D standpoint, and we need to look at Minneapolis's great philanthropic involvement that they've had over the years, and we need to bring all of those best practices back to Columbus, Ohio. But at the end of the day, we've got to do it the Columbus way.
But one of the things that, if you will, the Great Recession that folks are now calling this, really has brought to the forefront is the critical importance, not that we had known it, but the critical importance that regional collaboration, regional planning, and the importance of thinking about a regional economy plays in our future and will play in our future.
Our diversity has served us extraordinarily well. Our central location as a place that's a logical distribution center for products and goods. You know, we're within a day's drive of half of the U.S. population. All of those have served us very well in these toughest of economic times. But we also know that the economic cycles are going to shift. And we're going to get the winds that are back again in this country. And it's our opportunity to make sure that we put the right aggressive strategies that are growing and making sure that Columbus is, in our region, is getting our fair share of that growth in the future.
The beauty is, at this point, I think we're well positioned for what's coming next, the knowledge economy, which we're already in. We have knowledge workers here, people who are skilled, trained in information technology and a whole range of other technologies. I think we're positioned to do quite well as the recession ends and as we come out of it. I think you're going to see Columbus emerging as one of those bright spots in the U.S. economy, and we're going to build on that.
We still have a lot of companies wanting to move here. We have a lot of companies expanding. We just had J.P. Morgan Chase last year announced 1,100 new jobs. So this is still the future. This is where economic opportunity is.
What matters is making sure that we've got a collaborative spirit that recognizes that we as a region must stick together. And we're either going to thrive together or we're going to move backwards together.
I think 2015 will be in the middle of this city's renaissance. We're already among the top 10 cities in the country when it comes to every category. We're going to be close to #1 in almost everything.